right, good evening and welcome to September 19th, 2023 meeting of the Appointments Committee. I now call this meeting to order. Please be advised that FATV is conducting an audio and video recording of this meeting for broadcast. I ask that if anybody else in this audience who is recording this meeting to please identify themselves for the record by standing and stating your name and city of residence. Seeing none. At this time, I ask that all electronic devices be placed in the silent mode. I invite anybody in the audience who wishes to speak to please approach the podium, identify yourself by name and address, and identify the appointment on which you would like to speak, and you may speak on it for no more than 2 minutes.
Jacqueline Wetchey, Fitchburg resident, speaking on Dan Mylott. The statute governing the Board of Registrars of Voters specifies that the board shall be bipartisan. However, Mylott has repeatedly made donations to the Democratic Mayor DiNatale and is a wolf in Republican clothing. I also have to wonder why no Libertarian gets nominated, given the Libertarian presence in Worcester County, including a candidate who ran for mayor 2 years ago and secured over a quarter of the vote, well above the 5% required to be eligible for FEC funding at the national level. You could have one Democrat, one true Republican, and one Libertarian in addition to the independent clerk. Another factor to consider is whether the person will be able to serve out their term. Mylott was hospitalized and spent quite a bit of time in a rehab facility during the past year. It is time to pass the torch to someone else. The donation record of any nominee should be examined to make sure they are, in fact, a true representative of the party they are enrolled in and not part of a fifth column. Some of you might have seen ads for a ceramic coatings company on TV, and I'd like to steal their name and repurpose it. It's time for the GOP in this area to deploy some Rhino Shield.
Okay, anybody else?
Mary Jean, 499 Electric Ave, 12B. I would just like to stand here and say that I've had the opportunity to attend the Republican meetings lately, and some of you know that. I have missed one or two. I haven't seen Dan. I'm also pretty concerned that the fact that he is the only Republican that gave a contribution to the Democrat mayor, and he gave it to them in May. So it's not like it's been the past May, right? This is September. So I know we're late in the season, and I know we're a little on beyond the charter, but I hope that you really look at this, because the Board of Registrars is very important. We've changed all our voting regulations, and we're doing it a little bit different with mail-in votings and counting votings, and it's so confusing. I think the Board of Registrars is becoming very important right now, and I hope that you take this ability to really think about the fairness, because I believe that Mr. Mylott is a very nice person, but I don't believe he's representing the Republicans in Fitchburg. Thank you.
Anybody else? All right. We will continue. All right. The first appointment, a new appointment to the Conservation Commission, term to expire September 1st of 2026. Sean, I'm going to massacre this last name. Sean Michael Tantanaro. What? Did I do it? All right, excellent. All right, go ahead and approach the podium, sir.
Sean Michael Tantanaro, 165 Apple Tree Hill, Fitchburg, Mass.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Sean.
Currently, I work for the Board of Health as one of their inspectors. I do the food inspections mostly. I am also a student at SNHU, and I'm going to school for a bachelor's in public health. I currently have a bachelor's in business, not that it's affiliated. I do live at Apple Tree Hill. Currently, I've been clearing out some of the land, removing invasive species, bringing in some more native wildlife, and a position on the Conservation Commission sounds really interesting to me. It aligns with my future goals of where I'd like to see myself in about 5 years. And that's pretty much it, I believe.
All right. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, you are approved. All right, next is new appointments for the Board of License Commissioners, term to expire May 1st of 2026. Mr. Glenn Fossa.
Good evening. Glenn Fossa, 8 Olin Drive, sort of a returning member of the License Commission, if you'll have me, councilors.
All right, well, thank you, Glenn. Councillor Green.
Yes, Glenn, you've served that board and commission well in past, so looking forward to having you back on that commission where you've been a business owner involved in the city, so we appreciate you stepping forward and wanting to take on that position. Motion to approve?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you very much, Glenn.
Thank you.
All right, new appointment to the Human Rights Commission, term to expire October 1st of 2026. Georgie Rodriguez.
Hello, folks. Georgie Rodriguez, 6 La Flamme Place in Fitchburg. I guess pretty much everybody knows me. I served for 5 years in the Council of Aging. I still have a lot to offer to the city and be more than honored to represent the constituents of this city with the Human Rights Commission. And with that said, I want to thank you all for your service. Thank you.
Thank you, Georgie. Councillor Green.
Right, yes. So, Georgie, thank you again for being a supporter of this community and always an advocate to do the right thing. I think that you will serve on this commission well. I think that you are well-rounded and you have a sense for people who may not realize that they have a voice in how we progress the city forward. So thank you for wanting to serve on this
I thank you,
board and commission.
Councillor. I've been living in Fitchburg for 41 years, and I have devoted at least pretty much the same amount to public service. And I hope to continue to do so as long as the good Lord give me some health to do so.
Exactly. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Georgie.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, next is a reappointment to the Board of Registrars of Voters, term to expire April 1st of 2024. Dan Mylott.
Motion to approve.
Okay, we have a motion to approve.
Second.
The second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, he stands approved. Next, reappointment of the Board of Registrar of Voters, term to expire April 1st of 2025. Joanne Hughes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Next is a reappointment to the Board of Registrars of Voters, term to expire April 1st of 2026. Alice E. Hillman.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Next is a reappointment to the Human Rights Commission, term to expire May 1st of 2026. Dr. Maritza Knight.
I'd like to give this leave to withdraw.
Second.
Motion and second. To leave to withdraw. Why?
I believe that Dr. Knight sits on the school board committee already, and where she is a candidate to run for mayor, I think that it's kind of preempt to appoint her to a board and commission that she may or may not be able to sit on.
She's not elected yet. She gets elected, she resigns. She doesn't get elected, she stays on there. Her serving on the Human Rights Commission has no bearing on her being a school committee member. You've served on boards.
Right.
Council Zarella has. So her being a candidate for mayor should not preclude her from serving on a board. She gets elected, she leaves. She doesn't get elected, there's no issue. There's no issue even if she doesn't get elected. She'll leave. I don't, I hope we're not being influenced by statements made earlier that, the world's going to end if she's on the board and she's a candidate for mayor. It's baloney. Let the public decide that. When they vote on the 26th next week, and then ultimately on the 7th, if Dr. Knight gets through the preliminary, she becomes mayor, she won't be on the board, and then we'll get another candidate that she'll appoint. I just, unless the candidate wants to remove herself, or the mayor who made the appointment wants to remove her from consideration, we should not penalize her because she's a candidate for mayor. That's her problem. She wanted to join this board. The mayor agreed to it. She doesn't get elected, and it's no issue. I'm not going to support giving it leave to withdraw. It's unfair to me.
Councillor Van Hassingen.
I think it's important to consider that she's an existing member of the board. She's not seeking to serve two positions at one time. She's already on the board. It's fine if she stays on the board, like Councillor Di Natale said, until she holds another office that precludes her from that. So I have no problem with her reappointment.
Councillor Di Natale.
I just want to thank Councilor Van Hassingen. I completely missed that point about the fact that she's already on there. So that just reinforces my viewpoint. Thank you. I mean, no disrespect to my colleagues who I don't see the basis for this. She's not asking to be removed. He's not asking her to be removed. So she's a candidate for mayor. So what? She doesn't win. So what? She wins, she's out.
All right, so we have a motion for leave to withdraw on the table with a second. All those in favor of the withdrawal? Okay, we have 2. All those against? We have 2. I'm against as well. I mean, if she wasn't on the Human Rights Commission already, I would say that Councillor Green, you would have a valid point, as well as you would have a valid point as well. But because she's also a reappointment and she hasn't been elected yet, you know, it's a whole different kettle of fish if you know, this was post-primary and we knew if she was, you know, going to be going forward. Yes, go.
I guess
Councilor
my
Fleming.
concern was, had anybody else come forward and been denied because she was already on it?
Well,
Well,
that
she already sits on the school committee and is running for mayor. Is it appropriate to put that same person on 3 different committees or 2 different committees if somebody else who isn't on anything could serve?
Councillor Di Natale.
I mean, that's for this committee's prerogative to ascertain if you agree with that or not, but from the mayor's standpoint, it's irrelevant. It's who he wanted on there. I don't know why he picked her. I am going to assume without evidence, based on history, no one was waiting for that. Okay? Because we can never find people as it is, and I know that'll get into a whole discussion of why we don't broadcast this on Fox News and CNN that we have open positions, you know, because it's so easy. But I don't, if that's going to influence your decision, that's your choice. I mean, for me, it's irrelevant who was in line for it other than her. This goes back to a long time ago where I said, I am only going to focus on the appointee before me that was chosen. I am not going to penalize the appointee because of someone else who may or may not have gotten the position. For me, I don't care who didn't get considered. This is the name before me, and I think it's unfair to her that I'm going to say, I'm not going to pick you because there are 2 other people who are interested. Well, I don't know who those 2 people are. I don't know what their credentials are. That's the mayor's job. I just have to see who the mayor picked and go, is she qualified and capable of serving on this commission? And my answer is yes. That's my standpoint on it. Thank you.
All right, so we had a motion to withdraw, which fails. Do we have a...
Motion to approve.
So moved.
All right, with a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? So 3 in favor, 2 against. The final appointment is, final appointment? Yeah, final appointment, a reappointment to the Human Rights Commission, term to expire January 1st of 2025. Cheryl McGuy Stewart.
Motion to approve?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous. Unanimous, excuse me. All right, do we have a
Motion to adjourn.
motion to adjourn? All right, we have a motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, we stand adjourned. Thank you.